Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest, reacting to some just annoying Toronto Raptors news at this point. Riker, we get flooded with messages and people hitting us up whenever there's an inkling about Ben Simmons news, I guess because we were pretty hyped about it from the start, and then the trade offers started coming in about what we'd actually have to give up, and our excitement definitely waned. But there's more news. We've been breaking it down on Courtside Digest every second video, but the Young Socialite Watch, we have a new installment specifically for the Toronto Raptors, right? We got Ben Simmons dancing left, right, and center, the young socialite that wants to make his way to California. And the last, I guess, big name player that wanted to push his way to California ended up coming to Toronto, so maybe it is what it is. But Zach Lowe essentially came out and said that Bobby Marks, which is an insider, so it's like a game of telephones coming on now, is saying that the Philadelphia 76ers are asking for OG Anunoby in a Ben Simmons trade. So that's the main piece, and you can see it there. Proposed trade: Dragic, OG, and picks. And Lowe proposed a Fred VanVleet and OG Anunoby. He also went on to say that this is coming from a Reddit thread, but Zach Lowe did say this is insider's opinion, right, on getting the news and the reports and all that sort of stuff, right? He did say that he'd probably turn it down if he was the Toronto Raptors, but OG Dragic and picks makes more sense than Fred and OG, but still, just foolishness right here.
Well, it's coming down and down because at first they wanted $1 billion and all of our entire team. They wanted Fred and Fred, OG. Did they want Siakam?
Fred, OG, Lowry, and Barnes. Or the fourth pick.
And Barnes.
So they probably would have drafted Suggs, maybe.
Well, no, because if you're getting Fred and Lowry.
So we'll call it Barnes.
And Barnes. And now it's OG and Dragic. So how the turntables. But this is the scenario is for us. It's crazy because Josh made a good point. If you're doing a 1-for-1 trade, and this is going to make so many people angry, so don't agree with me, even if you do agree with me silently, Ben. A 1-for-1 trade.
I don't think I'm going to agree with what you're about to say.
Ben Simmons, straight up 1-for-1. While your heart wouldn't want to give up OG, on paper, Ben Simmons does almost everything better, right? In terms of defense, because he has more size and
does he have
his
more
playmaking
size?
ability.
He
does. He's 6'11".
He's a couple inches taller, but I don't know.
DPOY candidate. OG never was, right?
Bigger name.
I don't know about scoring. And the three-point shooting is tough. But better playmaker,
you don't know about
better
it?
rebounder.
OG is a ridiculously better three-point shooter. OG's a 40% three-point shooter, Riker. Don't say I don't know about Ben Simmons and OG comparison with the jump shot. Get out of here with that nonsense.
No. Okay. Pause. I don't know how much I can disregard the three-point shooting and still make the argument that Ben Simmons is better. Okay. But I'm saying if you just forget about shooting for a second, which is impossible to do in a scoring league. Yeah. He is a better playmaker, rebounder, and potentially defender because he was DPOY candidate. OG never was. But that
OG
said,
improved significantly at rebounding last season. Maybe OG of 2 years ago, but OG was getting boards last season. So I'm not just rolling over and dying on that take.
I'm not trying to make my argument to say we should make that trade. I'm trying to make the argument to say let's forget about OG being on the trade block because they're coming down. They're coming down. Even though OG, you could technically be entertained if it was 1-for-1, but why would you ever do that? It would make no sense. And it would cause a riot here in Toronto. Let's take OG off the table. Let's say it's 2 weeks from now, 76ers still haven't dealt him. And then the new offer is VanVleet and Dragic and some futures. Now what are we saying, Ben?
I'm still not doing it. I'm not doing it at this point. I get that it'd be a fun thing to look at, right? Watching a team with Simmons at your point, maybe we'll just get crazy with it. Simmons at your point.
Go crazy.
Right? Go crazy with it. Simmons at your point, Scotty Barnes at your 2, OG at your 3, Siakam at your 4, and Precious at your 5. Right? Precious or Birch, whatever. That's a bunch of 6'9" through 6'11" players just coming in and jumping at people. There's not a lot of jump shooting, but there's not a lot of jump shooting. But Precious Achiuwa, he's splashing threes. Scotty Barnes hit a few middies. Ben Simmons, there's question marks out there. But defensively, it's a Do you remember the scene in Semi-Pro where they put the eyeliner on? They all put the eyeliner on. Everyone on the other team is just scared to death of the team. That's what I pictured. The fear is in the eyes of anyone that's coming up against that defensive squad. However,
because here's the thing. Before we pass on the defense, I know we obviously have to criticize that lineup's offensive ability, but think about it. It's a bunch of 6'9" shortest to 6'11" guys that can play positionless basketball. They can all guard at the perimeter. They can all switch. They can all play down the low block. Like that would be the most insane defensive lineup in NBA history.
Yep. Yeah, and that's not to say Fred VanVleet's a bad defender, because I think we have potential for one of the most insane defensive lineups in league history this season with Fred VanVleet. His ability to get deflections, guard people, he has that Lowry-esque where he's just a bulldog down there in the post. We saw him clamp up Steph Curry and all those sorts of things. So this is not to take away from Fred VanVleet's defense, but Ben Simmons is a better defender than Fred VanVleet, surely off the one thing that he's way bigger and he's probably just as mobile, right? That's one thing that you just can't take away from. And I went on my rant and we talked about it, but still, what I wanted that to happen, for as exciting and as fun of a team it would be to cover, whether it would be drastically great or drastically bad, Fred VanVleet's really the leader of this team, and bringing him in, replacing a guy that got a Finals MVP vote, a champion, a culture setter in the Toronto Raptors, bringing him in for the young socialite Riker, a guy that's going to complain his way and meme his way and get paid $40-odd million and all those sorts of things. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it at this point, and I don't think it makes sense.
It might be the GOAT regular season. If this trade happened, it would be so weird, right? And so transformative in the NBA, because we saw the Golden State Warriors team transform the NBA with volume 3-point shooting and just being able to terrorize opposing teams' defenses because they didn't know how to guard all the off-ball screens and switches, right? That was a transformative team. And then the Houston Rockets tried to take that to an even another level, and it just didn't work. There was just too much shooting and not enough defense. This would be like the complete opposite, where it's like, let's sacrifice all of our offensive ability, get the biggest team out there in the NBA, best defenders. It would be a really interesting case study. And I think it had the potential to be the greatest regular season team of all time. But here's the issue is, to win playoff games, they're almost always close games
that's
down
high
the stretch.
Standards for a team that, as much as I've been spewing the Precious propaganda, Precious is jump shot, I don't know if I trust it that much. Scotty Barnes, I don't know if I really trust his jump shot that much.
Defense, fast break alone, I'm telling you, we're winning 80% of the regular season games under this hypothetical. But here's the issue, and this is where I would be 100% serious, right? Jokes aside, is if you had this team, playoff games, doesn't matter what the talent difference is, there's always close games that you have to close out the fourth quarter. And there would be no scores, no put the ball in their hands, they're going to get a basket, they're going to create their own offense. Zero of those guys in this hypothetical team with Ben Simmons at the one. So for that reason alone, who?
Trent.
Off the bench.
Yeah.
Right? So, and he's only won his third year of the NBA.
No, I'm even on that.
I know. It's just, it would be so much fun. It would be so interesting to watch how different that team would be. But you look at it, and everybody is going to be flaming on us in the comment section anyways. But I would enjoy to have just this crazy team this year. But the intention would still be to win a championship or put yourself in a position where you could win a championship. You just couldn't with that team. I just don't see it. Not possible.
Yeah, the free throw shooting, particularly from Simmons, 17% in the playoffs. Precious, 50% last season. And then obviously a Scotty Barnes who's still developing on that range, right? The offense would just be stagnant. And when things sort of tighten up, and in the playoffs, you need guys that can get you buckets in the half court, right? When the defense tightens up, obviously our defense would tighten up as well, but good offense will always beat good defense, right? But when the defense tightens up on a roster like that, when you have three guys in the modern NBA that aren't able to sort of score outside of consistently, you don't trust with the ball in their hands to outside the 3-point line or even in the mid-range, right? It's tough. Now, Precious, Scotty, those guys can develop in that area, right? Trent is obviously a three-point shooter. You still have him, but this hypothetical, I'm just not jiving with it. Scott, the young socialite himself. I don't know if I want him just coming in. We'd have to finesse, right? In the last video we made about him on the Raptors Digest, Boucher and Goran Dragic. I'd love that deal. Give him a couple firsts as well. Let that happen and then figure it out from there. But outside of that, I can't wait for this saga to be over. Even though it's fun hypotheticals, and if you could put this Raptors team in a petri dish, if you could do an NBA 2K simulation, but all the actual players, and you watch through a full season, it'd be a lot of fun. But this team is better long term. I think without Simmons, with Fred or OG in there in that scenario, I think we're a better team in that world where we keep our roster as is. Not to mention we'd have to add other assets to bring in a Ben Simmons. And culture-wise, just rooting for the team, right? People have been raving about how likable Scotty Barnes is as the new young star coming in on this roster. Likability, Fred, OG, Scotty, all those guys are just on a whole nother level than a Ben Simmons. So it's I don't want Ben Simmons at this point, even for how fun it would be.
Yeah, hard stop. Don't trade for a guy who's already said he doesn't want to play here for somebody that wants to play here. That's just hard stop. So I agree. End of the day, it is just fun to think about these things.
Just to combat that point, Kawhi didn't want to be here, and we traded for him, and we won a championship.
No, we never said he didn't want to be here.
Yeah, Kawhi, Chris Haynes basically came out and said Kawhi has no desire to play for the Toronto Raptors.
Oh. I stand corrected, sir. I'm riding on the ignorant bliss of thinking that he enjoyed his time here, but
I'm sure he enjoyed his time. But that was the start. That was to come, and I'm sure Ben Simmons would enjoy his time here in these lucrative, weird scenarios. But let us know what you guys think. Some people are still wanting Ben Simmons on the squad, but I know most people are just sort of annoyed with the drama, the young socialite at this point, right? All the dancing and all that stuff that appears on the screen when Ben Simmons' name is being talked about. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. What would you actually trade for Ben Simmons? I think we've thrown that question out at the end of most of the videos, but you guys are the best to make this far. Check out the Instagram, the TikTok, the Twitter, all that cool stuff. All that's popping. So check all those channels out, right? We got merch. The merch link is in the comment section. It's in the description, probably not the comment section below, right? So definitely check that out over there if you want some cool OGs merch, right? In honor of OGs, you don't want him to get traded for Ben Simmons. Get an OGs top.
Then we'd have to change our merch, Ben. It wouldn't work.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. The Bennies? I don't even know. But there's that. You can become a member of the Raptors Digest as well. Click that join button below the video. Lots of cool perks. Our fantasy league, if you join at the Superstar tier, you can be a part of our fantasy league. First access. If we have some runoff too, the elite tier might get a few calls. But we'll see how all that works, right? We wanna get the membership. We got the list there. Get price deals off merch. Right, we got the exclusive call-in segments. We got a special stickers for our live stream, so definitely check out the perks for becoming a member of the Raptors Digest. And as I've said in the past couple videos, I don't know what order these are coming out. The membership animation will be good after this spam series of videos we're recording back to back to back. But Ryker, do you have any last words on the young socialite Ben Simmons after I finish up all the housekeeping?
You summarized it so well, Ben. I couldn't possibly have anything left to say except cheers.